January 2012 to March 2012, I was with Kanye West about 5 days a week
That's crazy.
for 2 months straight.
That's crazy.
This is Watch the Throne Kanye West. That came out what, 2011 probably?
Yeah,
because they were still touring in 2012.
Yeah.
They were still doing Watch the Throne tour in 2012.
Yeah.
So this is Watch the Throne Kanye.
Drip set. I need to know.
Welcome to another episode of Basketball Nation Presents Beyond the Athlete. I am Coach David, and we have a very special guest again today. But before I introduce our special guest, I want you guys to really do a few things for me. I want you guys to subscribe to our channel. Your support and you guys watching has been amazing. But we want you guys to continue to enjoy our content that comes out pretty much every day. Also, leave comments down below. Your input and feedback helps us to be better and to improve what we put out for you guys as well. So we're actually grateful for those of you who have also commented, but we want you guys that are also watching to comment a bit more as well. But also like this. If you actually like the podcast, tell us you like it by clicking the like button. If you don't like it, press the unlike button so that we also know as well. Every feedback is appreciated and we're grateful for it. But not to keep you guys for too long, our special guest today is a media god. If he doesn't mind me calling him that, he actually has the name God at the end of one of his names, which is Flex God. But I've given you guys a hint, so you're going to know who he is. So today we have our Daps, who's a video director, also creative. He also is an artist, I'll say he pretty much does everything when it comes to media. Super talented, diverse. He used to be a hooper as well, so that's something that we're actually going to find out about him today. But I would like to introduce Daps. Daps, thank you for coming.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Hope I did well with that.
Nah, intro. All good. A great intro, man. Humbled. Thank you.
Amazing. So Daps, my first question is always pretty much around yourself in terms of like the beginning. What was your upbringing like in terms of like just getting into the space that you are now? Because I know you used to play basketball.
Yeah.
That's how I got to know who you were.
Right.
Because I started playing basketball in the UK, and then obviously getting to know the people that played basketball in the UK at the time. You were one of the names that everyone was pretty much looking up to based on your height, your skills. But how did that all start? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So I'll say that the basketball journey. I'll say the basketball journey probably started when I was around maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So one of my older brothers, OT, he's an actor. He was an avid hooper. So I guess we all, me and my other brother again, Luty. I've got a million brothers.
Yeah.
Luty. So me and Luty came up under OT, and he basically taught us everything we need to know about basketball.
Right.
He used to work us out. He used to train us. He was a Utah Jazz fan for some weird reason.
Yeah.
So
I
that
never
whole,
understand people that Utah Jazz
so that whole Michael Jordan Utah Jazz thing, what was it, 96, 97, 98?
Yeah.
All those times there was when we really got into it.
Okay.
So we used to go to this thing called WAC on Saturdays, Weekend Arts College.
Okay.
Every Saturday you pay like £1.
All right.
And you can go and play drums, do some drama classes, whatever.
Yeah.
We used to go to that. And one day we went to Willesden Sports Center and we were just playing around, whatever. And that's where I met Namo.
Okay, yeah.
I was probably 10 or 11. And Namo was like, that he's going to start coaching a team called Westminster Warriors, that we should come down. Me and Lucy should come down. And then, that was like a big day. We had to like quit WAC. For basketball, it was getting like divorced almost. So that was the foray into playing club basketball, was through Westminster Warriors initially, probably 10, 11 years old, and then that's how it began really.
That's amazing though, because so that means you're from Northwest.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm from West London.
Right.
I grew up in West London, And Westminster Sports Center, Wilson Sports Center
Yeah.
is
Classic.
classic. Even
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
there's a 16-year-old kid that I'm mentoring now, and he plays
At
for London
Wolseley.
Elite at
Right,
Wolseley.
right.
So it's amazing that you came up from there. I
Nah,
used to
it's
go to
crazy. Yeah,
scrimmages there as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say Willesden and Mobley Sports Centers were the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
places
yeah,
for
yeah.
me growing up playing
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And you mentioned a legend, Namo.
right.
What he's done for basketball as well is
Yeah.
amazing. Because everything that we're all doing now is pretty much but from what we saw him do as well.
No, he's been an instrumental figure
Yeah.
in the UK basketball community.
Mm-hmm.
He's been an instrumental figure in my life, mentor, big older brother figure, young father figure, selfless, and just a good ambassador to the sport and a good mentor for people from ourselves coming up from different environments to be steered in the right direction.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So obviously, let's go on moving on from Westminster Warriors now, being with Namo as your mentor, coach. What was, I'm sure certain aspirations that you had when you were at WAC changed based on the fact that you were playing the sport of basketball that we all love.
I don't recall having aspirations at WAC of like, oh, I want to be an entertainer or I want to be in media or anything like that.
Okay.
But I do remember when I was playing ball, yeah, I'm trying to go to the league.
Nice.
But I don't remember before that thinking, but I always loved entertainment and creating, but I don't remember at 9, 8 years old thinking I'm going to be a rapper or actor. But maybe in my teen years, I knew that I either wanted to play ball or do something in entertainment.
Yeah. What gave you that belief that that you'd make it to the league as well? Like, what was it about the sport? Because
everyone thinks they're going to go to the league, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're the one in Jillian. Everyone thinks they're the chosen child.
Yeah.
But I would say if you don't, at that age, if you don't think you're going to the league, that's a problem. I think hope is it can be dangerous, by the way, hope. Well, hope is also a positive thing.
Yeah.
Where just that one slither of hope, that's the reason why people play the lottery. You're not gonna win.
Yeah.
But you just might. And that little level of hope just keeps you hope can keep you sane.
Yeah.
Hope can keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
Hope can keep you on a straight and narrow. Hope can give you just a little bit of a boost to do the things you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. One of our guests, his name is we call him PRC. Well, his friends call him PRC, but he tells me to call him PRC as well. Quite a huge figure within the basketball space.
Yeah, out here
in the States.
Okay.
He's based in New York.
Right.
So he's in the same group as I don't know if you know a photographer called Kevin Collier.
Kevin Collier. Maybe I might have seen his work.
Yeah, and Bobito Garcia.
Yeah. He was my commercial.
Yeah. So we're actually having him at the end of the year.
Oh yeah. He was in my Google commercial I did.
Yeah. So he's in that sort of circle, and he basically said that for him, when he was playing sports in high school, one of the things that, like you said, hope is dangerous. He said that desire and passion mixed together is also quite dangerous as well.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
If you don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, mathematically speaking, none of us are going to make it. as in become whatever,
of
right?
Course.
Get to the league, right?
Yeah.
So mathematically speaking, it's impossible. So what happens then is sometimes you don't spread your eggs out in the different baskets because you have a singular belief that I am the chosen one, I'm going to make it. Then what happens is you didn't have a fallback plan. You didn't put an insurance plan in place. And then when you don't make it, it can be depressing.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are anymore. Feel like a failure. Or you don't have anything else that you love doing.
Yeah.
But the other side to that is that if you do have a fallback plan, that's not necessarily, it's smart.
Yeah.
But then you're not putting your 110% all and love into that one thing. So you have to have that balance. It's very weird, but yeah.
It's 100% right. And that's the reason why we started this podcast, because we titled it Beyond the Athlete because we wanted a lot of the young athletes and athletes in general to really look at, okay, in all the leagues, let's say look at the NBA now, 450 players are in the NBA.
Yeah.
How many people do make it to the league basically? And there's other pro leagues, of course.
Yeah.
But what else are you kind of good at that you
Right.
can also harness
Right.
and build those skills before it's too late? But I don't think it's also never too late as well. But we wanted to show them people.
Never too
like
late for what?
Huh?
Never too late for what?
Never too late to harness those skills.
Okay, yeah, those skills. I was gonna say it's definitely too late to be an athlete sometimes.
Yeah.
You got a time clock.
Yeah. So we wanted to showcase people like yourself and like some of the other guests that we've had to really show that you can still be connected to the sport.
No, for sure. It's definitely never too late for that.
Yeah, you can still be connected to that world because there's so many people out there that are artists, so many people out there that are great at marketing, great at finance, great at music.
Yeah.
How do we now push those skills as much as we're developing them within the sport of basketball as well?
No, for sure. And I feel like basketball or any sport, especially team sports, has a lot of transferable skills,
of course,
that will take you into every and any sector. People always ask me, "Oh, how did you get started?" Or like, "What's your biggest lesson you learned?" And I said, "I learned everything I need to learn about life from playing basketball."
Yeah,
nothing like I literally learned 90% of all life lessons from playing organized sports. I don't need much else outside of that. It teach. Look at me, Bush boy. It taught me hard work.
Yeah.
Playing basketball taught me sacrifice. Playing basketball taught me delayed gratification. Playing basketball taught me teamwork. Playing basketball taught me hierarchy. It taught me how to be taught and pay attention. Authority, your coach. How to manage personalities. Yeah. You've got 10, 12, 15 guys on a team. He's having a bad day. His mom might be sick. But you guys still have to do this whole thing for the team goal. And it taught me that, you know, I think there's an African proverb that I always say, you can, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And when you have a team that is a real team, that is all in sync, aiming and heading for one goal, you can do anything. And if it's fragmented, just one crack, one little chink in the arm or one little weak link, and it's over.
And the thing is that you don't have to be even liked by the team or even like certain people on the
team. You don't, as long as you agree. As long as you agree. I don't have to like you, but I have to agree with you.
Exactly.
Well, and I have to respect you.
Yeah.
I can dislike you and respect you at the same time.
Yeah, basically.
I can be like, you're a dick, but you're hard at what you do.
Exactly.
So yeah, basketball taught me basically everything I need to know about life, man. Yeah. So a lot of transferable skills.
Me too. And it's so powerful because last year obviously started this the Basketball Nation platform. And before that I kind of lost the love for it. I still like playing basketball, but I didn't know what else was there to do within basketball. And all it took was me meeting a 17-year-old kid.
Right.
That was like very bubbly. It's like, bro, like I'll bring my guys, you bring your guys, you guys are old, let's go and play. And then I was like, cool, let's do it. So I brought my guys, he brought his guys, booked the court.
Sick.
10 people ended up being 25 people.
Wow.
At St. Augustine's sports center in Maidaville. And then from there we were like, it was just a vibe. And from there we just
natural progression.
Yeah, and just other things just started coming into play. And then it's like the love comes back, but then that love comes with also like a lot of creativity coming into it as well. Like thinking, oh, why should we limit it to just playing basketball? Why can't we do a podcast? Or why can't we create our own sneakers? Why can't we create our own video game? Why can't we do all of this stuff? So yeah, it's quite interesting. That takes me to my next question, because amongst a lot of people in the UK, you are one of the ones that actually went a bit further within basketball beyond the UK. Obviously playing in the States as well, NCAA. Describe what that whole sort of process was like for you, especially moving from a country that you've known to a country that's, I assuming that was quite new to you. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna say my experience was the average experience because I'm quite a nomadic person. I don't really get homesick.
Oh, okay.
I don't really get lonely. I'm quite self-sufficient, and I feel like what are we in now? 2023, 2024?
2023, yeah.
I would say black culture
Mm.
in the UK only became pop culture in the past 5 years.
Okay.
Now there was outliers.
Mm.
If you plot it on the graph, there was always outliers. There was always your So Solids and your Dizzy Rascals and your Skeptors and your Giggses, whatever. But in terms of like, we wasn't getting TV shows and red carpet and Brit Awards and whatever. So it's only now that I would say a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old black boy can look up to black people in his country and be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I can be a property guy. I can be a doctor. I can be a rapper. I can be a... So we grew up on American culture.
Yeah.
So at my age, we grew up on American culture. So going to America wasn't some foreign land.
Oh, yeah, because you...
That's all we knew was rap
yeah.
music, American movies, American TV shows, basketball. So the majority of things I'm either doing or consuming are American. You know what I mean? I didn't get sent to Afghanistan somewhere. So it wasn't like, what's this place? They speak the same language. So it wasn't, so again, me personality-wise being a nomad, and then B, just consuming that level of culture at that age, it wasn't weird. But then, it was still interesting though, because I went from Graham Park, which is the biggest council estate in Europe, to a farm in Connecticut. I was living with my coach on a farm. So that was a culture shock. I was one day I was on a block, next day I'm watching beef between coyotes and chickens. Like real beef. Who killed the chicken today? Was it the chicken hawk or the coyote? Cows and shit. Yeah. So that was very interesting. And then and I guess just trying to fit into a system they're not used to. That was also an interesting process of, because out here I was a killer. And then when I went to America, I didn't do so well, basketball-wise. And I think one of the biggest lessons I had to learn, and Toto, I tell him this all the time, my little brother, I tell him everything's your fault. Everything's on you. If it went good, it's your fault. If it went bad, it's your fault. Sorry, not if your fault. If it went good, it's your doing. If it went bad, it's your fault. Like, you have to take responsibility for everything. And for so long, I was like, my coach, the system, my injuries, and da-da-da-da-da. And as an adult, I'm like, no, it was me. And I'm okay saying I fell short. I'm okay saying I wasn't in the mental space to do what I needed to do. I wasn't in attack mode. I wasn't doing the work I needed to do. But I would say also, on the bright side, all my shegs and all my failures playing basketball in America has also made me who I am today and shaped me into who I am today. And I'm glad that I had all those shegs. And I'm glad that I had all those missteps and all the failures, because I wouldn't be me and I wouldn't have learned those things. So you can also take the good stuff out of the losses. Winning, you don't get much. Winning is cuddly. You don't really learn much from winning. Winning is like baby thighs. It's very cute. Very, very cute. But when you lose, you learn everything. So losing actually isn't always bad, because you don't, if you're smart enough to take away the missteps and then use that as building blocks. But so I didn't do so well out there basketball-wise. I wasn't killing. I wasn't the guy I thought I was going to be. I'll say a lot of it was how I approached the game, a lot of apprehension, a lot of fear of failure, a lot of fear of, I don't know, for some reason, when you're in the middle of it, it seems so daunting. NCAA and my coach, and your coach is a big old man, and he's been doing this before you were born, and there's a system. It's like communism. This is a team. If you do this and you shag, your teammates are going to run because of you, and it's high level ball, and someone's job's on the line, and this and that, and then here comes this kid, 17, 18, thinking you have to have a lot of cojones to step outside of a system and say, nah, I'm gonna do this my way. And I think you can only have that level of arrogance if you put in the work. If you want to have that level of everyone suck my dick arrogance, you have to put in the work. And if you aren't, I think the confidence and arrogance comes from the work you do by yourself behind closed doors.
100%.
If you have put up your extra shots, you've put up your extra weights, you've put up your extra conditioning, you put up your extra whatever, extra tape sessions, extra to the point where no one can tell you nothing, then yeah, I think that's when you're allowed to be arrogant.
Okay.
And until then, you can't be arrogant.
Yeah.
And that's when you can step outside the system and say, even though the coach said this and they told me not to take this thing here, I'm going to take the shot and fuck everybody. That comes with unlimited hard work behind closed doors.
And the thing is that some athletes and people in general, they're not even arrogant even when they've put in that work as well.
Yeah. But I feel like the best players is a fine balance between arrogant and coachable.
Yeah.
You have to be coachable enough to be coached and learn, and arrogant enough to be like,
to be daring.
I heard you, but I'm going to take the shot anyway. And because I know it's going in.
Yeah.
And in the weird situation that I miss it, we're all going to run.
Yeah.
And I got no problem doing that.
Yeah.
You have to have that level of, and I wasn't there yet as a person. But looking back on it, it's helped me in my career now. Okay. Because now I'm like that.
Okay. And that during that time, when those things were happening, did you kind of like, first of all, it's like, were you happy or were you unhappy with the situation?
Yeah, I was unhappy. I feel like a lot of athletes are unhappy with the situation. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of athletes in team sports. Yeah. Individual sports, you ain't got, there's no one to hide behind. Boxing, fencing, anything, tennis. Yeah. My guy, it's on you. But team sports, I feel like there's a lot of athletes that are disgruntled. I had moments of that. Did
you use that to push you, or did you was there a time where you kind of like just stayed in that space of unhappiness?
You know what it was? I don't think I was an unhappy person.
Okay, good.
But I was unhappy with my situation at times. And I would say that I didn't use it to fuel me because I think when I turned about 20, that's when I knew I wasn't league bound. 19, 20. Let's call it 20 for argument's sake. When I turned 20, I said, I'm not going to the league based on how my trajectory is going. Because I know killers that aren't in the league. I know guys that put up stupid numbers that aren't in the league. Mid-major schools, low-level schools, big-time schools that are not in the league. So again, mathematically speaking, you're not going to the league. Yeah. So if by age 20, I'm not doing X, Y, Z, the chance of me going to the league is even smaller. And me personally, I didn't want to play basketball if I wasn't in the league. Okay. I didn't want to play overseas. I had offers. I didn't want to play in Europe, Asia, nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I just didn't want it. I didn't want to have my life strewn around belongings. 1 year I'm in this country, 1 year I'm in this country. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't want it for me. So the moment I said, on one hand, there's no more league. On the other hand, I'm not playing pro ball anywhere else. Then it kind of not subdued me, but it kind of made me coast along and just get on with it and let me just graduate. And, I had injuries, whatever. It wasn't fun anymore playing through that level of pain. But when I realized the league wasn't happening and I wasn't playing pro ball, then let me just do what I need to do to get my stuff together,
Okay. And what was the space like between when you graduated, obviously going through injuries, playing college ball, graduation, to now your next journey in your life? What was that? How long was that space, and what did that look like? And the reason why I asked is because I always want people to understand that things don't happen overnight.
They do not.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because even for me, I graduated. Well, I didn't really graduate, to be fair. I left uni in 2011, right? And I only realized what I was meant to actually do last year.
So what's that? 11 years of fiddling about,
trying to do fashion because I'm into fashion. Families come from a fashion family.
But that's needed though. Yeah. Like that trial and error is needed. Because you don't shoot, you don't score. So you might not have known, you might not have got to where you're getting to now if you didn't go through what you need to go through. Exactly. But I would say I graduated twice, by the way. I got 2 degrees. But when I graduated, let me rewind a bit. During my first degree, I was always making music. So people always ask, how did you go from playing basketball to doing entertainment? It's such a weird jump. I'm like, it's not weird to me because I never stopped creating ever. I had my dorm room was a studio. So everyone used to come to my dorm room in North Carolina and make their mixtapes and their music in my dorm room. Nice. So the closet was the booth. I had the Mac, whatever. I had the, so yeah, I never stopped creating. So me jumping from basketball out of basketball wasn't a big jump to me. And then when I graduated, then I would say I came back to London. My second degree was 2010. That I finished. Came back to London 2011. 2010 is when I started messing with videos on a certain level,
Right.
i.e. working in the industry per se, via my brother Luti. So he has his company, Luti Media. So I started doing jobs with them 2010. I would say if I started working in that industry 2010, not even fully, just dabbling, I didn't know I could pay the bills full time doing this until 2017 January.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So 7 years of
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
And then in January 2017 is when I knew, yeah, I'm lit.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it took a while.
That's amazing though.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you said that. So that's like a 7-year span. A lot of you young guys that are listening to this, nothing happens overnight. There is a process, definitely, that
There is.
you have to go through.
There is.
And there's a lot of struggles that you learn from, and a lot of good times as well that you also learn from. But pressure births pretty much greatness. That's the way I would see it. Like,
It does.
for me, if things are too comfortable, I hate it.
I get uncomfortable.
I want to be anxious, basically. I want that anxious feeling.
A little bit of stress is good.
Yeah, because it makes me kind of
stress.
like...
Stress is not always a bad thing.
Exactly. It makes my mind kind of like go to different places that I wouldn't normally push it to go
Yeah.
to.
There's no growth out of comfort.
Yeah.
No, there's not. But I will say though, I do feel for young people these days.
Yeah.
It's different growing up now. There's a lot more pressure. I didn't grow up with the gram.
Yeah.
The gram is tense for an adult, let alone if you're 14, 15.
Yeah.
I feel like it looks like things are instant. And back in the day, you didn't get so much thrown in your face at all times from different directions. If you didn't see it in real life, it was just a theory. But now it's like the social media machine is crazy, bro. So I feel a little bit bad for if you're 12, 13, 14, 15, trying to come up in the world, everything looks like it's instant. And it's really not. It's really not. Every sector, the same thing. Nothing is instant.
Did you have any mentorship during that 7-year space?
I feel like I've never said to someone, hey, can you mentor me?
Yeah.
You're my mentor. I'm your mentee, like on paper. I don't even know how it works. Hey, can you mentor me? Nothing wrong with that. People ask me that all the time. But I never had that conversation with anyone. But I've definitely 110% have mentors at different points in my life, whether it's sports mentors or family mentors or mentors in entertainment. So I would say on a sports side, it's always been probably older siblings and people like Narmo, for example.
Yeah.
On the life side, again, older siblings, people like Narmo.
Yeah.
And then on a entertainment side, I would say my brother Luti and my boy Sasan.
Even Luti inspires me though.
Yeah, I'll say
we've had, crazy.
No, it's crazy. So I'll say Luti, Sasan, and then Director X. Okay. Those are like direct mentors, and then just general other mentors. You know, OT as well, my other older brother as well, Shay. You know, so yeah, I've always had mentors, but not necessarily weekly check-ins or you know what I mean.
So you come from a family, because I know who OT is.
Yeah,
I've met Luti.
Yeah,
I haven't met Temi.
Yeah. You should get on your podcast, man.
Yeah, I will. But one of my friends has actually met her randomly because he designs bags.
Yeah.
And he approached her. I think I can't remember where they met. I think Central London or something.
Okay.
And they just hit it off. And obviously I've met Toto as well. So a family of athletes, creatives, media gods. there's a lot of pressure there, right? Or
Nah,
is
I wouldn't say.
is it quite competitive between
Yeah,
you guys?
I wouldn't say it's pressure. I would
Yeah.
say it's healthy competition.
Yeah.
But what's funny about the competition thing, it's not competition how you might think.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, my sister did this, I have to one up her. It's not my brother's doing this, I have to do that. The competition is more like on shit that doesn't really matter. Like who's winning at Monopoly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's when it gets tense.
Okay, cool.
Or we're gonna make up some weird sport.
Yeah.
Oh, balloon ball. That's when it gets tense.
Yeah.
Or like a debate. But in real life, it's not actually pressure or competition. I'll say it's competition when it comes to playing stuff that doesn't really matter, like video Street Fighter or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It might get tense.
No, you should see us when we're here in the house. Like there's like 14 of us, and we're all playing Articulate.
Right.
Did I say it right? Articulate. Yeah.
The irony that you can't say that is funny.
Yeah.
Articulate.
Yeah. It's my Nigerian accent that comes through sometimes.
Articulate.
No, but that game is the most dangerous game ever.
What is it? A card game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you play it in teams, and it's like you're having to kind of describe certain things on the card based on the color.
Right.
So if it's world, and let's say you have Venezuela, you have to almost kind of
act it out.
Yeah.
But you can't say the word.
Right. Super linked to the word as well.
You can't articulate it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then it's the arguments between the team, because someone thinks that this person's cheated, someone thinks that this person didn't say the word, that kind of stuff. But it's mad. It's mad here. Sure. It's like tables got turned over and everything. That's
mad. So yeah, that's how we are though. We're not for our careers though. Yeah.
But I like it was interesting when I found out that all of you guys were actually related, and then seeing what everyone does, and I was like, wow, that's like a power family to me anyway. And I think like a lot of people in the UK and should really know about that as well. Like,
you're working, man. We're working, man. Yeah, Temi's resume is stupid, man.
Crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
Crazy.
Her resume is it's alien. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. For me, I was speaking to Kelly Gunner. She runs a brand called Tom Studio, and she was telling me we were talking about women's basketball globally now, especially in the UK. And Temi is one of the main people.
Do people know what she's done?
I don't think a lot of people do know what.
Like, have they really deeped it what she's done?
No,
I don't think people really deep it.
I don't think so. That's why we have to.
Yeah, she needs to be on like Time magazine cover or something.
That's
like
crazy.
No, it's different. She played ball at Blair Academy.
Yeah.
Same school that Luau Deng went to.
Yeah.
So Blair Academy, she holds state records in the state of New Jersey for like long jump and high jump, whatever.
Wow.
New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year.
Yeah.
McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
19-year-old Olympian for Great Britain. Harvard graduate. USC Masters graduate.
Yeah.
WNBA champion.
Oh.
Drafted to the Minnesota Lynx her first year.
No way.
WNBA champion.
Okay.
Polish league champion.
Wow.
Turkish and MVP. Turkish league champion, MVP. Every league she's played in.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
It's wild.
And I'm sure a lot of people don't know that.
I don't think they deep it. I think they know her from playing ball.
Yeah.
I know that, but they don't know the level that she's.
That's crazy.
It's different.
Oh wow,
it's very different.
Tell me, we're gonna have a conversation soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna let the world know.
Yeah,
for sure. I want to move on to now pretty much the world that you're in now.
Yeah.
In the space of media, creativity. Are you okay for me to call it that media space, or what would you call it yourself?
I don't know. You call it, whatever floats your boat. I guess it is media, isn't it? Yeah. Media. When I hear media, I think of school, innit?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so
media studies.
Yeah,
that shit ain't school. This is real life.
So okay. If I want to take it a bit further, I'll call you a visionary then in that space.
I'll take that. I like that.
Yeah. Obviously, I know the story, like a bit of the backstory. Yeah. But we're great to kind of know. Obviously, now we're moving on from the 7-year span, 2017, knowing that you're the shit at what you do. What was?
No, I knew I knew I was shit before that.
Okay, good. Okay.
But I just didn't get compensated for it.
Oh right, okay.
I knew that, but I just wasn't sure if I could pay the bills doing it.
Oh right, okay. Where was your start from in terms of directing videos and so on?
The first video I ever directed was by mistake. I was on Church Road Estate.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Uzi there. Not Lil Uzi, obviously. This is like.
Yeah.
And I had this rap blog that I was doing back then called heavyspitter.com. So I was trying to be like Link Up TV, SBTV, going around interviewing rappers, interviewing freestyles, whatever. That was my goal, was to build up this music conglomerate blog, whatever. And I went there to go record a freestyle on Church Road. And while I was there, this is 2009. While I was there, they're like, yeah, let's shoot a video, like a music video. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, right now, let's shoot a music video. Like, I got like some money for you. I'm like, how? Like, so then I get on the phone, I call Luti. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm on Church Road, I'm on a block right now. How do I shoot a music video? And he's like, okay, first thing you do, literally, like in real time. I didn't know
That's crazy.
I've never seen a video get shot, let alone, you know what I mean? So he's like, okay, first press play on the speaker, then on the camera you press record for the whole length of the song, and he'll rap to the camera. Then you do that again from a different angle. Then you do that again from a different angle, and just get a few angles, and just do the whole song, and then edit it afterwards.
That just came to you?
No, that's what he was telling me on the phone, live, direct.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
So that was my first ever video I've ever done. I don't even know where it is. So that's where. But that wasn't a spark either. That wasn't like, oh my god, I'm gonna do music videos now. It was still, that was a random occurrence.
Yeah.
But then after that, I'll say I really got into it probably 2010. I've told the story like 100 times now. It's like clockwork.
No,
I was in New Jersey. This is after I graduated.
Yeah.
And I was living in my aunt's basement. I was trying to figure out what I'm doing, do my blog, rap blog, whatever. And then my brother had a video that he needed to produce, but he didn't want to come to New York. So he just basically threw it to me and said, yeah, do you wanna do this video? Do you wanna produce it? Which is basically project management. So that's how I really got stuck into it. But I'll say my eyes got big probably when my guy Sessan, he's a director, and he was doing the video for The Banj and Snoop. And you know, everyone now is doing collaborations. Yeah. If an Afrobeat artist does a collaboration rapper now, it means nothing. Yeah. In 2010,
that was a lot.
It was wild for a Nigerian artist to have an American feature. I think P Squared might have done it.
Yeah, with
maybe Diamond from East Africa done it.
Yeah.
It wasn't an African artist getting a feature from an American artist. And let me just put it into context. I know no one's gonna believe me. I know you kids are gonna think I'm talking shit. Just Google the stats. I know you got ChatGPT and Google, just Google it. Growing up in the 90s, there was no bigger rapper than Snoop Dogg.
This is crazy.
He was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If Snoop Dogg died in 95, he would be the best rapper ever.
Do you know what's crazy? I was having this conversation with a few guys yesterday. Yeah. As well. How people don't realize how big Snoop Dogg.
I can't put it into English how big Snoop Dogg was. Imagine Beyonce, but road.
A lot of people say he was bigger than Tupac. Do you agree?
I think so. Imagine Beyonce, but road. That was Snoop. That's how big he was.
Yeah.
Tupac was not bigger than Snoop Dogg until he went to Death Row.
Yeah.
And that's a statistical fact. And I tried to argue with my guy in LA about it. He's like, bro, I was here in LA. I'm like, yeah, but before Death Row, he went #1. Me Against the World, he was in jail and da-da-da-da. He said, Google, what's that? What did he say the album called? Yeah, Me Against the World.
Yeah.
Me Against the World was his last pre-Death Row album, right?
Yeah.
It went #1. He said, Google the first week sales of Me Against the World. I Googled it. It was whatever it was. He said in the same breadth of span, maybe within a few months, whatever, the Dog Pound, their dog food album, Google the first week sales. I Googled it. Dog Pound had higher first week sales than Me Against the World. And it came out around the same time.
That's crazy.
So basically, that's Snoop's little homies. So Snoop's youngers that he put on was doing more numbers than Tupac, that had all the controversy, just got shot, went to jail, beefing these guys, whatever, all that media hype, and he still didn't sell first week as much as Dog Food, which is Have you heard of dog food before?
No, I've not heard.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You haven't even heard of
I've
dog food.
before.
And he sold less than dog food first week numbers. I said, wow.
That's
now when
crazy.
he came to Death Row,
Yeah.
he became different.
Okay.
Now he was always famous. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I don't think people really know how big Snoop Dogg was. It was unimaginable. I've never seen anything like it. It was weird. So of course now you don't know anymore. You lot are young now. He's 2024. He hasn't been lit since.
Yeah.
This is like 30 years ago when he came out.
Yeah.
It was very different. So anyway, my whole point was that. So the band's doing a video with Snoop Doggy Dogg. It wasn't funny. It was like, what? So that's when I was there on set. So my brother was there. He flew out to LA. He's like, yo, do you want to come and help out? And just hang out and just see whatever and help out? Like, yeah, cool. So I went to that and I'm seeing a Nigerian director directing a Nigerian artist, the band, with Snoop Doggy Dogg. What is happening right now? Yeah, it was so interesting, man. So I think that was maybe the real spark of like, oh, this shit is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This shit is very real. Yeah, that was probably the initial one of like, yeah, this is lit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was next after that? Because I know you mentioned Director X.
Yeah, that wasn't for a while after.
Okay.
I would say that was the first major spark of
Right.
seeing some shit 3D in real life, in my face. Then that was 2010. The next big spark after that was I came back to London in 2011, working for Luton Media. I'm still playing ball here and there for fun, but mostly just, and then, yeah, directing videos. Sorry, not directing, trying to direct videos, but I was more producing videos. So if you guys don't know, producing is more project management.
Right.
To keep it simple. And then directing is directing, right? So I was trying to direct videos. Nobody was fucking with me. Then Luty booked a job to produce a documentary for Kanye West in January 2012. That lasted about till beginning of March. So what's that, 2 months?
Yeah.
All of January, all of February. Yeah, 2 months. January 2012 to March 2012, I was with Kanye West about 5 days a week.
That's crazy.
For 2 months straight.
That's crazy.
This is Watch the Throne Kanye West. That came out what, 2011 probably?
Yeah,
because they were still touring in 2012.
Yeah.
They were still doing Watch the Throne tour in 2012.
Yeah.
So this is Watch the Throne Kanye. This is Cruel Summer, good music Kanye. He had a studio in East London where he was doing his fashion line. This is his second time doing it. The first time doing it, the fashion industry chewed him out.
Yeah.
This is his second time doing it. This is his own personal P. And he's trying to do it at the level of like a couture. He's not doing like, blank t-shirts and hoodies. He's trying to do couture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Artisan.
Yeah.
Gucci, Givenchy level gowns, dresses, the cuts, the tailoring, and it's his P, it's his mind, it's his. I'm seeing him sketch the things himself. It's not fake. And Virgil's there pulling up. Don C is there pulling up. I see Kim K pull up. It's like before they were even together. You know what I mean? I'm seeing people in East London in the studio.
That's crazy.
Bro, I'm from the block, bro. Like, I've never seen this is a black guy just doing what he wants with full autonomy and his P. It was so interesting seeing that. This is like probably Virgil doing probably Pyrex days probably.
Yeah.
This is not even Off-White yet. Like, so I'm on the phone, I'm texting Virgil, different ideas, yo, what we doing this, whatever. Then Kanye had this guy called Fabian Montique, who was his in-house photographer and creative. And bro, it was just mind-boggling just seeing Fabian was doing pictures for Jay-Z and Beyonce and Kanye is doing his fashion line, and this lady came in through, and then they had they had a hotel, Lanesborough Hotel. You heard of it?
Yeah.
Park Lane, Mayfair. Lanesborough Hotel, I think they had a top floor booked out for like 2 months straight. The top floor is about 10 bags a night.
Wow.
Do the math.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Do the math.
Yeah.
He turned the top floor of Lanesborough Hotel. This is a posh, old English heritage hotel into a music rap factory. I've never seen anything like it.
Kanye's a genius. He's
He had
crazy.
a producer in each
Yeah.
suite.
Yeah.
This is the Manny Fresh room. This is the Kanye West room. This is the Hit Boy room.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing rappers walk in and out of these rooms.
Yeah.
Pusha T, Tiana Taylor, Kanye, Big Sean, and everyone's just going in, boom, drop a verse, boom, and I'm just like, and just weed smoke. And then you have this old English white butler with the coattails, walking through weed smoke with a tray.
No, it's crazy.
And the band is there.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I was there. I was dropping off a camera kit to my guy Sassan and the band. They had to go shoot the Oliver Twist video the next day. That's the only reason why I was even there in the hotel. But I just saw like a 1 hour glimpse of a rap factory that this guy from Chicago has come to ends in a bougie hotel and just said, yeah, this is what we're doing. And it was just eye-opening seeing that level of autonomy, of creativity, of we them guys for real, and getting paid doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the biggest sparks of like, this thing is not theory. You can really do this.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because it's not easy to imagine stuff if you can't see it. But just seeing that level of, bro, just seeing millions of dollars being transacted, not like cash, but bro, it was big time, bro. Like, you know, it was very interesting, man.
And it's quite interesting because he's not someone that has just had it easy as well. He's someone that's gone through the trials.
Always goes against the grain.
Knocking him down.
Always.
Not endorsing him. And
always.
He's like, you know what? I'm just going to make it happen.
Yeah.
So seeing that as well, it's like...
Yeah. And he put his money where his mouth is.
Exactly.
He put his money where his mouth is. Like that was his own personal... I learned a lot, man. I learned some things I can't share. I don't want to share people's personal info and stuff, but I just learned a lot about life, business, creativity, just from 2 months of just being around that situation, man. It was very interesting. Nice. Very interesting. That's when the video came out for Niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they invented that split screen mirror thing. I have never seen a video do the split screen mirror, the split screen mirror thing before Niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
It was confusing. I'm like, so now you see everyone do the split mirror thing, innit? What do you call mirror image in the edit? I've not seen that before.
You even have filters on Instagram that does that now.
Bro, I've not seen it. I'm sure someone's done it, but it wasn't, put it this way, it wasn't popularized.
Yeah.
Before Niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, he was showing us the edit. Well, not me, he showed Lucy the edit. But, and Lucy told me about it. He's like, he's got this mirror thing going on, bro. It was just mad. So yeah, man, the guy's the guy, man. I can't lie to you.
Nice.
Yeah.
How, I want to talk about Lucy as well, because I know he's been very, very significant in your journey in terms of what you do. How has he really kind of supported you and pushed you to become the great that you are now? And you're still becoming great.
Yeah. I would say you're not going to find a harder worker than Luty. Period. And he's either in or he's out. If he's out, he's not on it. If he's in, he's all the way in. So that's just his personality. Even when we're playing ball for Warriors and all that together, I have personally witnessed Luty faint at a London Towers basketball camp. Imagine, can you see this table with a camera? Can you see it? You can see it. You can pan down. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that shit works. Imagine this is a basketball court, right?
Yeah.
Let me bring this mic here so I can talk. You can hear me well. Imagine this is a basketball court.
Yeah.
There was a challenge. They put one kid here, and they put Luty at the other half court line there, right? This Luty must have been 11 or 12 or something. This kid was probably 15, big kid, right?
Yeah.
And the challenge was they say go, and everyone runs. Two kids run around,
yeah.
and whoever catches the other person first wins the t-shirt. A t-shirt. They're running, and slowly the gap becomes smaller
onto the person
and smaller,
and
smaller. And it's about who's gonna quit first, who's gonna give up, who's gonna get caught. The big kid is catching up to Luty, I don't know how long it took, but it took a while. And he's catching up. Even when he was right behind him, and there's zero chance of Luti winning, there's no way you're making up that.
Yeah.
There's just no way. The guy wouldn't stop.
That's crazy.
Knowing he's going to lose, knowing it's impossible, he didn't stop to the point where he collapsed and they called the ambulance.
Wow.
Seen it with my own eyes.
But people need to know what Luti even, his stature as well. Luti's not a big guy, by the way.
So when it comes to perseverance and I'm on it or not, he is Mr. I'm on it.
Yeah.
And that's living proof that he's basically saying, I would rather die than you catch me.
That's a powerful message though.
I'd rather die first.
That's a powerful message.
So yeah, he's been so just seeing that level of intensity and level of approach to your work, whatever it is. Whether that's ball or entertainment or even how he approaches fatherhood. It's exemplar.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the biggest things I've learned from him is just how your approach is to anything you're doing.
Yeah.
And then in a less general sense, I think he's probably one of the not I think and not probably he is one of the pioneers of UK black film. And
100%.
he was doing this in 2005 when they weren't letting us in the room. They weren't giving us the budget or the contract or the whatever. He was getting, and he figured out a way to do that. And so this is 05, 06. This is nuts, bro. Like there wasn't everyone now got a production company. I've got a production company. I've got a production company. I've got a production company. Back then there was no YouTube. To just do my podcast on YouTube. YouTube came out in 05, I think, isn't it?
05. It's 05.
Yeah. Something like that.
Let's confirm that.
YouTube might have come out in 05.
Yeah.
There wasn't a podcast. What was a podcast? There wasn't, I'm gonna do a company. There was no gaps to get in. And he got in. 05? 05. There was no gaps to get in and he got in. You know? In a white space, in a white country. He wasn't an old man back in 05. He was young.
Yeah.
He was young. For him to do that and figure out how to do that and become one of the biggest music video companies in this country. And then now he's doing stuff in the commercial space and the TV space.
Yeah.
Man, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's the guy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just doing that and fighting for his space.
Yeah.
And fighting for, he's been a proponent for his people in this space as well. He's gonna give you the game. He's gonna help out, unselfish. And a lot of us have come through the Luti Media School to then go on and do whatever we're doing, whether it's me or producers or directors. Yeah. You know, you got Dexter Navy. You know Dexter Navy? He's the director. He did the video for ASAP and Bev.
He came through him as well.
Bear of us went through the school of Luti Media. It's like a hard knock school of teaching. It's like real life university.
Yeah.
So Luti Media has been a university for a lot of young black kids to then go off and do their own thing.
Wow.
You know, a lot of us went through that school.
Wow.
You know, whether it's 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and you get a lot of game. You know, so yeah, that's the biggest thing I'll say.
Listen, even Luti even gave me some game as well when I first met him, because I think I told you. So we met officially when. So basically, I used to be an assistant for Zoe Costello.
Yes. Yeah. Stylist.
Yes.
Yes. I worked with her a few times. Yeah.
Yeah. So she had a shoot with Junior Choi. For the To the Moon remix with Gunna.
That was my shoot.
Oh, which one? The one in London that was in Enfield?
Yeah, I did the one in ATL.
Oh, you did the one in ATL? Okay.
With Gunna.
I was styling the one in London. The one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because she couldn't make it down,
I
think she had another job or she was doing something over there as well. But she couldn't make it. So she gave me the task to do it.
Right.
Which I was grateful for. And then that's where I met Luti and literally just spoke to him telling him what I was trying to do, get into the game of styling and stuff like that. At the time I really wanted to really build my portfolio in styling, etc. And he basically just said, he's the one that really said, oh, you just need to be on it with people, like contacting people and putting yourself out there. But little did I know that advice is what I now use for Bossman Nation other than the styling stuff. Yeah. Because on my emails, if you see my emails, I contact everyone to the point that I even emailed Adam Silver,
NBA.
NBA
Yeah.
commissioner, and they responded back to me, basically saying, "Okay, we see what you're doing, but now is not the right time."
Right.
But like,
Yeah, Lucy's not a shy person.
Yeah, so I was
he's
like,
gonna
okay.
he's gonna get to it.
Yeah.
And talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But that's another lesson I'll say in life in general. Any sector you're in is if you don't ask, the answer is no.
Exactly. And no is not a bad answer.
No is not a bad answer.
The fact that they say no is that they've already noticed you. If they don't respond, that's different.
Yeah, no is not a bad answer. But if you don't, it's like, like basketball, like I was saying, if you don't shoot, you don't score, right?
Exactly.
If you don't ask, the answer is definitely no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on a little bit now. So I'm thinking of videos that you've done that are really iconic. So I'll name the Migos, Bad and Bougie, 1.23 or 1.25 billion views.
Yeah, so it's up there.
Yeah. Slippery.
It's up there. T-shirt was crazy.
Okay.
That's the moment I was talking about, January 17, when my life changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rich the Kid, Plug What?
That was that was fun.
So there's quite a lot.
Quite a few. A few. Yeah.
Few.
Do you know what's funny? My second most viewed video ever has got 1 billion views. No one knows I did it. But I don't like it.
Who's you can't tell us the artist, can you?
Well, now I can't. I said I don't like it.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's true.
I don't like your shit, nigga. But yeah, so what's funny is that I've got another video with 1 billion views as well.
Okay.
But no one knows I did it. I'll tell you after.
The question though, do you like a lot of people? This is another thing that I always like to speak to a lot of young guys about starting something, because sometimes you may not like the work that you put out, but you still have to put it out because it just keeps the consistency going as well.
You mean in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, it's about trial and error. It's about trying some stuff you don't like. It's about figuring out what you do like, how to do stuff. You have to experiment. So in the beginning, I would do everything. Yeah. I would do pop, rock, hip hop, rap. If anyone wants the video done, I'm doing it. And that's how you learn the processes, how to speak the language, know your strengths, your weaknesses, the vibes, you know? So yeah, I would say in the beginning, you should do as much as possible.
Yeah. So going back to my previous question, what's that space looking like now for you in terms of directing the videos? I know you've done quite a few other things with like Samsung as well. I'm guessing those came about based on your work that you've been putting out from the start, basically, that consistency and the fact that you're good at what you do as well. Yeah.
Sorry, what's the question?
So what does that space look like now for you in terms of like not just video directing from music videos, but also commercials now as well?
Yeah, I would say for the past few years, I've been weaning myself off music videos.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of them.
Yeah.
Now I've done 2 this year. 1 got scrapped.
Okay.
So 1 this year, really, that came out.
Yeah.
2017, 18, I was doing 2 a month. You know, so it's a different level of output.
Big time.
But I feel like I haven't planned my life out.
Right.
Like on paper. I should start writing stuff down. It's a good habit. But I've said stuff in my head where I'll say something and I'll say, this is gonna come to fruition in about 3 or 4 years' time. So when I was doing music videos and I was the hot guy, I said, I'm gonna start doing commercials. But I knew in my head it's gonna take 3 or 4 years to get the ball rolling. And then now that I'm doing commercials, I've said I'm gonna do TV and film. And I know it's gonna take 3 or 4 or 5 years to get that ball rolling. So I'll say the music video space right now, yeah, I feel like it's probably easier to get into than it used to be. Definitely UK. I'm seeing guys now directing videos full time. That's their job.
Wow.
Back in the day, you couldn't just be a director, a black director, and not do something else. You had to either be a director and an editor, or a director and a 9 to 5, or director and a babysitter, or whatever it was. You can't just, you know. So I feel like it's the entry level now is a bit easier.
Okay.
And then for me personally, yeah, I'm just working on a few things. Working on some scripts for some movies.
Oh, nice, amazing.
Working on scripts for some TV shows.
Yeah.
To develop my own content from scratch. It's crazy, man. I've got probably, if you count up all my views or all my videos, it might be like 4, 5, 6 billion, bro. Maybe more. And I'm not seeing no money from that. We don't get no residuals music video directors.
That's crazy.
People have tried, so
Yeah.
unionized.
Mm.
I don't think it's possible to do it in the music video space because the entry level is so
Yeah.
easy. You try and tell UMG or Warner or Sony,
Yeah.
we're not doing it.
Yeah.
They'll go find the next kid on the block with a camera.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
So I say that to say that I'm now moving into the space of making stuff that I own as well.
Amazing. Yeah.
So, you know, still doing the commercials. I don't own those, of course, but the commercials enable you to do different ventures.
Yeah.
It's a nice little check.
I like that though. I like that you've made that transition because some people can easily stay where it's comfortable, but we obviously spoke about not being in that comfortable space.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys may think, oh yeah, it's almost like when you went to the States. A lot of guys here might think, I'm super athletic. When I go to college in America or high school, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah.
But they're in that comfortable space where they're not gonna think about pushing the limits.
You have to push the limits, bro.
Yeah.
You have to push the limits. And I think what's very important about pushing the limits is when you're on top and you're the hottest, that's when you're the most arrogant and that's when you're the most susceptible to your downfall.
Yeah.
And whether you believe in religion or energy or karma or whatever you want to believe in, or the devil's coming to get you, or the people, whatever you want to call it. When you're at top, that's when you're the most open to shaggeries.
Yeah.
So I think you have to have enough humility when you're at your peak. And I'll say that when you're hot, that's when you start diversifying. Okay. Because no one cares about you when you're not hot no more.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you're the guy or the girl, when you have the contacts, when everyone cares about what you're saying, that's when you should try and diversify a little bit for the rainy days or for the shegs and swings in the industries that you're in, you know?
Okay. I have a few questions left. My next one is, what's your why?
My wife.
Your why?
Oh, right. It's getting personal, B.
Why do you do?
Yeah,
Why do you
whoa.
do?
Well, my why.
Yeah.
Meaning.
Like, why do you do what you do right now? So for
why
example,
do I do what I do?
Yeah. So for example, my why is really to help people become the best that they can be.
Yeah.
In all spaces.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
Through Barcelona Nation.
You're a good guy, bro. Because my why is not that deep.
No, it's right. It doesn't have to be deep.
I'll say honestly, if I'm being honest, I think my why is twofold. I'll say the first thing is I really enjoy my life, bro.
Okay.
I live a good fucking life. Nice. When I grow up, I want to be me.
I love that.
I live a good life.
I love that.
And I want to continue living a good life. Amen. Knock on wood or whatever you call it. This is velvet, no wood, you get money. So yeah, I live a good life. Yeah. And I love my life. Yeah. And I want to continue loving my life. Okay. That's paramount. Okay. And I feel like you can't help anyone else until you help yourself.
Of course.
And you can be as selfless as you want, whatever, but you have to take care of number one. Yeah. And then that has. And I'll say on the second fold, which is probably more in line with what you said, is I feel like I've got some kind of responsibility or duty to be a pioneer, hopefully, to be a mentor, hopefully, to be someone people can look up to and say it's possible. It sounds very cliche, and we've all heard all the tidbit before about whatever, but it really is. If you can't see it, it's way harder to do. So hopefully I can also be that person for people to look up to and show them that there's a way, and not just a way like there's a lot of stuff. Hey, listen, there's a lot of money out here. It's not just basketball and rapping. Tell them. You can be a nobody and be rich. Like there's so much spaces. There's so much. There are so many spaces rather. Yeah. In different fields. Yeah. That if you excel in it, you're good, man. And I just want to show people that there's a lot of checks out here, man. There's a lot of money. A lot. And you don't have to be the lit guy, the lit girl. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be in front of the camera. You don't have to be. You could be. I know some guys really getting to the bag. Yeah. And you have never heard their name. Doing the weirdest stuff. Yeah. Oh, I own this van, and I do DIT backups, and I back up hard drives. Yeah. what?
Yeah, it's
And I have my van color corrected. And I was like, what? Get into the bag.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I just want to show people that. And also I feel like life imitates art. So this is my me doing music videos was that's my first foray into film. And for me, I'm just getting started. The next foray is what I'm doing now, which is commercials and then the development process of TV and film. And then the third foray is making TV and film, but my content, my way. I've got unlimited stories that I want to tell, and hopefully I can tell stories that push boundaries,
Of course.
that show us in different lights, different whatever, and use that, and hopefully people can take that as an inspiration, to move forward with their life and do other stuff.
And I believe they will, because you'll be putting your heart and soul into it anyway.
Yeah.
Which would be amazing. Right. So my next three questions are completely different to the conversation we've had so far. My next question is, do you have a question for me?
It's a nice house, bro. How you get the shit? I'm joking.
I can tell you that offline. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's offline. What would you say? What was everyone has their catalyst moment, and I feel like before I ask you the question, I'll just say one thing: is some of your greatest triumphs come from your lowest points. So to anyone watching, and you're going through whatever you're going through, whether you're depressed, or you're having a bad stretch at work, or you're not sure what you want to do in your life, or your parents, or this, or your sisters, that, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is, you're going through what you're going through, just know that there is no triumph without shegs. And the best stories and the best outcomes come from your lowest points. Someone said there has not been a bigger technical and societal leap in planet Earth than after World War II. World War II, all that death and destruction is the reason why we're living so comfy.
Crazy.
From penicillin to heart
transplant,
to roads and
because
of the shegs of World War II. So yeah, your life is not as bad as World War II. I can tell you right now. So yeah, just use that. So what was your low moment? Because they see you living nice, you know what I mean? But just to show them as well, what was your moment what was your lowest moment, and how did you get out of that to become who you are?
So there's two moments. First moment was 2017 to 2019. That was when I was my lowest low, because I started thinking of myself as a failure. Did try to do uni 3 times, never graduated, was broke, was just doing silly stuff. Mum was like looking at me like, you're the oldest son, like, what are you doing with your life?
Pressure.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Couldn't keep a job. If I get a job, I end up getting fired within months, or I end up leaving within months.
Bad gang.
Because I was doing all sorts, like going to smoke weed, going to work.
Doing bad gang.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Running after girls, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that distracting the focus away from things. Then I fell into depression for a while. And
how bad was that?
Really bad. Because at one point I actually wanted to walk out into the road and allow a car to hit me.
And why didn't you?
Because I felt to myself that the devil's trying to take me out, and if I don't die, it's gonna hurt. So that just switched my mind, basically. Literally in that moment, my mind switched. I was like, you know what, I need to do something. And I just said, you know what, even if it's the case that I do the most lowest thing by maybe even working retail, or even maybe going to help a team at the time doing basketball, maybe help a team just even wash their kits. I'm going to do something that is giving back, basically. And then gradually just doing that and just really focusing on my growth, my faith. And then Basketball Nation just came out of nowhere after all the trials and tribulations that I went through over time, trying to do so many things, trying to do so many businesses. And then realizing that, oh wow, basketball is actually my vehicle to creating the things that I've always thought about for myself and for people. So that was one. The second one was even starting Basketball Nation as well. there was times when I was still no money, running sessions every week, super expensive. Well, in grand scheme of things,
Relatively.
because in the UK everyone charges to play. We've never charged to play, and it got to a point where we realized there was a point where there was no funds at all, and we just said, you know what, we're not gonna just quit like that. Let's think and actually switch our minds to think a bit more diverse, become a bit more creative, which is where the podcast came from. And then doing other things like actually going to, so we now sponsor Imperial College basketball team.
Sick.
So we do all their media stuff. So live streaming, their games, their home games, content and photography. And that's with us here and a few other guys.
That's amazing.
And then also thinking, okay, cool. Like another space that we want to get into is esports. How can we contribute to that?
Right.
So that came from that low moment as well. So Esports Youth Club, we now also sponsor them as well.
Right.
And this is us at the time not having any funds to do our own sessions. But we decided, okay, with the resources we have, why don't we just give back? Because that giving back always, we never thought, oh, we give back because something's going to come from it. But that giving back always make us kind of think a bit more because we're connecting with people.
Life is weird, man.
Yeah.
if you don't give, you don't receive.
Yeah.
Literally. And
Literally.
people email me all the time. Oh, can you? And I think to myself, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, not because I'm being a dick, but your first protocol, if you want to do something, is to ask yourself, how can I be of service?
Yeah.
How can I be an asset? How can I be useful? How can I make the guy or the girl's life easy?
Yeah.
And everybody that has helped make my life easy, cold call email sometimes, that are now next to me. Hey, bro, I can da-da-da-da-da-da. Or, hey, I was wondering if you need da-da-da-da-da-da. If you stand next to me long enough and you don't get paid, that's your fault. But everyone that reached out with, give me, it was like, bro, I've got people that I can do that with already in real life. What's the difference? I've got cousins and nephews. And what? What should I give? But people that came to me with, and I don't think they knew it, by the way. I don't think it was a ploy or a plot of how can I make your life easier? Yeah. Come on, let's go.
All the greatest brands in the world were created to serve humanity and to serve people.
No, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So it just made sense.
No, facts. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but so when you were at your low, let's imagine you went at your low. Let's imagine you did good in uni. What was your degree?
I was studying, well, first time I studied advertising, second time I tried to do computer science.
Okay, so let's say you did your great advertising degree, but you weren't necessarily in love with it. Then you got a job in advertising. What's the average job out of uni advertising in London?
I have no clue.
Throw a number out there.
Maybe like 40, 50. Yeah.
40 a year?
Yeah.
22 years old, 23 years old.
Yeah.
Then you will climb up like the ladder, right? Nothing wrong with this, by the way. Everyone has the life choice to make. Nothing wrong with working in any job, climbing how you want to climb, as long as you're happy. But let's say you did that. You wouldn't have gone through the low.
No.
Would you be in this house? And would you be doing what you love doing?
Definitely not.
Cool. So the point, like I was saying earlier, was sometimes you have to go through the lows.
Yeah.
When you're rock bottom, when you're on your face, that could be the moment of
100%
of catalytic change.
100%.
So yeah, try and revel in the shegs.
Yeah.
And try not to be so hard on yourself. Just know that there's another side to it.
Definitely.
There's another side to it. The victory is sweeter.
Yeah. 100% sweeter.
Yeah.
Next one. So start, bench, trade.
Say again?
Start,
bench, trade. Start, bench, trade. Okay.
MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
This is techie. Start, bench, trade. Bench means they don't play, or bench means they come off the bench?
They come off the bench.
Jesus. Start, bench, trade.
Yeah.
I'm going to start. Let me take my emotion out of this, because this is emotional. Let me just be unbiased. let me think unbiased. I will start. LeBron. I would. No. I'll start Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I would bench LeBron.
Mm.
I'll trade Kobe Bryant.
Okay. That's why you had to take emotions out of that.
That's my
Yeah.
unemotional answer.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to know why?
Go on.
Or you don't want to know?
No, we do.
I'm starting Michael Jordan because
Yeah.
he's Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I think LeBron is such a team guy.
Yeah.
He would, out of those three people's personalities,
Yeah.
he would have the least issue come off the bench.
Right.
He would have an issue with it,
Mhm.
but out of those three, he would have the least issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant wasn't always the best for the team
Mm.
player until perhaps his second ring run,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was, he got drafted at 96?
Mm-hmm.
That second ring run was 09.
Mhm.
It took him 13 years
Yeah. 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 That's true.
to become, here's how you do it together.
Yeah. 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 That's true.
The guy was like this.
That's true.
So if you made me choose, he's not necessarily the best for all teams at all times.
Mhm.
LeBron is best for all teams at all times.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. You should listen to Matt Rodriguez from Ball is Live
Okay, yeah.
to get his take on why.
What did he say?
He said that he would trade LeBron
Okay.
because he would get a lot of good pieces for him.
Ah, fuck. That's a good answer.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, I like that answer.
And he doesn't watch the NBA. Funny
Damn.
enough, he actually said that he doesn't watch the NBA. So,
But
that's
Kobe
quite
and
interesting.
benching.
Yeah. He's not.
Yeah.
Okay. So last one
Yeah.
would be if you were to recommend or introduce anyone to come on this podcast, who would they be?
If I was to recommend anybody to come on this podcast, how many women you had?
2 so far.
Out of how many men?
13.
Yeah, I'll get some more women on here.
Mm-hmm.
Get their perspective. Maybe my sister.
Yeah, 100%.
She's a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Make it happen. Amazing. Thank you very much.
All good,
Daps.
man.
Really good conversation, man.
My guy. Thank you, bro.
We can do this again,
Nah,
though.
for sure. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice one.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this conversation like I have. Don't forget to subscribe, comment below, and also like this episode. Let us know what you think. But I want you guys to really kind of like focus on this episode and take a lot of notes from a lot of the nuggets that we've actually learned from Daps today. And we hope to see you guys again soon. This is Coach David. Peace out. Take care.